What's up, you guys? Thanks for tuning in. 5 things I hate about my 2009 Cls63 Amg. Let's get into it. Yeah! Number 1 has got to be the front end over here. So, I mean, the car is nice. You know, it's 2023 at this moment, almost 2024. I mean, it's nice, but it is kind of dated, especially when you look at cars like the C63 or E63 from the 2009 era or newer. They just look really sleek, sexy, and they hold their age much better than this one does. And I think that's why the values on these are lower than those. That being said, yeah, it's still sexy, it's still nice, but it's too bad in 2009 they didn't kind of switch it up a little bit, make it more modern. Number 2 is maintenance costs. Now, you know, things like this are going to come with a high maintenance cost, especially this one in particular, or something with the AMG designation. AMG, you know, some people know, it stands for all money gone, you know?
All money gone, all my money gone when I had bought this joint. This joint sure took all my money, but it was worth it though. I ain't gonna lie, this joint was real worth it.
So it is expensive, definitely more so than just a regular, but you got a high performance car, it's gonna cost more. So that's just kind of the way it is. You know, it was 130K new, as well as a lot of these AMGs. They're gonna cost more. In particular, like a key, you can't just get a key programmer to come and do this car in particular. I actually had to order one from Mercedes, and they had it made specifically for the VIN of the car. So that's the only way you can get it. And that was just over $800 Canadian for a new key for this car. Number 3, you guys, has got to be the center stack here. This center stack here is basically almost identical to the 2003 E-Class. The only difference is that this has this big flat portion here, a big flat fascia here, whereas the E-Class kind of ends just here at the climate control selections. Especially this one being 2009, it could be much more modern. With the technology from this being in a car that is, you know, so much older, it's just kind of too bad, you know? Now, don't get me wrong, I do like this interior, especially this one in particular. It has the P30 performance package with the carbon fiber everywhere, and I will say it does look very sexy. But that being said, the satellite navigation, the steering wheel, it's similar to older cars. And number 4 would have to be the M156 engine issues. Yeah, you knew that was coming. So there's quite a few engines with this in particular. Quite a few small ones, and if you upkeep the car well and look after it and look after these things, then it can last quite a while, and will be the reliable performance engine that you purchase. So the 7 things are the crankcase breather valve, as well as various engine oil gaskets that go bad on these engines. 3 being the camshaft solenoid gasket, the oil filter housing gasket, and the good old valve cover gaskets. Yep, you also got problems with the camshaft adjusters, the drive belt pulleys, and the head bolt, as well as camshaft and hydraulic lifters, and the intake manifold failure. And number 5, the things I hate, would just be the fact that this car is just so great to drive, so powerful, it's such a fun vehicle to have, but unfortunately they never came in a manual transmission. Like, just imagine that you looked in here and you've seen a little gated manual, you'd be like, you just would want more of it, right? Like, it would be so sexy to have a gated manual in here, and just think of the power. Like, when you're driving this thing full throttle, it just pulls you so much and so quickly, at least for a naturally aspirated kind of vehicle of this age. I mean, it's getting older, but it's still fairly quick. It's got over 500 horsepower. This thing had a gated manual. This thing would be legendary, and it would be even more of an enthusiast car, especially because I think these days, you know, manuals becoming more rare, it would have much more of an enthusiast following. That being said, it still does, but it would have even more. And I mean, that glorious engine, when it's sorted, can be very reliable. There was actually one company in Toronto that actually did a manual swap on an E55, and that was crazy. There's videos of that online. If I can find it, I'll link that in the description. But I mean, if this thing was manual, crazy, that would be so good. But until then, I'm just going to be using those paddle shifters. So hey, you guys like paddle shifters, you guys like manuals, if you can hit that like button for the algorithm, and you like this kind of car content, you can hit that like button and sub, that would be sweet. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.